Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Digital Toolbox Podcast. I am your host, Enmanuel Tejada. I own a digital marketing agency called Landscape Maverick, and this is a podcast where we bring on guests that are in the lawn care, landscape, hardscape industry, and we have them give us some advice, tell their stories, and it's going to be an awesome episode today. I have a guest for you guys. We have Rob Crayton over in Ohio. Rob, man, go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
How you doing? My name is Rob. I own Crayton, owner of CraytonScapes Lawn Care. I'm out in Cleveland, Ohio, Northeast Ohio. Yeah, that's it.
Northeast Ohio, bro. Damn,
Cleveland,
man.
yo.
Let's go. I'm excited for this one, man. So, Rob, tell us, man. So, before you even got into landscaping, bro, what were you doing? Who was Rob
But
Crayton at the time?
the game chose me.
Shit.
My old man. So I grew up in the industry. So my dad, quick small backstory. Um, so my dad had a company. He retired, but I started out cutting grass like in '94. So I'm showing my age a little bit. I was
Well,
like 5'6", Aaron's lawnmower pushing, and that's how I got going. We end up his business was Crayton Landscaping. We end up having we did all the Rite Aids in the state of Ohio. He had 88, like out the humble. So we had 88 in Ohio, and we had 40 in PA. And we had subcontracting. So that's kind of how like I got into understanding about like running crews, managing, talking to clients, all through that because I worked there my whole entire life. And then as I got older, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start my own business. And then I just left my father's business and did it on my own. I'm a trailblazer. I like to say,
trailblazer. Hey, man, it's
yeah,
a trail
for sure,
path. Yeah.
yeah.
And let me ask you, Rob. So, I mean,
Yeah.
what was it that because you had a clear path, right, with your dad's company.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
what
I
made
did.
you,
Yeah, I
yeah, what
did.
made you kind of want to go with your own path?
I think that the more that I got into once I really buckled down into the industry and realized like, okay, like I'm looking at the other companies and just the what could where I wanted to see the business go. My old man was like, nah, we cool right here. And we kind of butted heads, but it was like more or less one of those things where it was like, all right, listen, just start your own. You know what I mean? Like,
Gotcha.
and
Yeah.
it was more, it really ain't no beef. It was the best thing for me because what it did was it made me I had all the tools. I've learned how to run all the equipment, trimming bushes and striping yards and plowing, and learning how to work on the equipment and going through the ups and downs. So we grew up with used trucks, raggedy trucks breaking like no trend, like reverses going out in the wintertime. So when these things happened with me, it was like okay, like I know what to do. So kudos to my old man because he gave me all the tools that I needed to run my own business. Well, and where I'm at right now, I have no, we still good. We ain't got no beef. Like it's
For
no,
sure. Yeah. We just you saw
yeah,
your own
yeah,
vision.
yeah. Like I still call him for advice sometimes. He laugh about. Oh, I remember when I was at that stage in my life with my business. Like when I was yeah. So it's all good.
That's awesome, man. And what were some of those things that he wasn't doing or that he didn't want to do, but that you did want to start doing?
Um, I think that some of the things that he didn't want to do was like I wanted to expand more to like a different client base. Um, I think more or less it was like, all right, Dad, it's my turn. And he was like, "No, this is still my baby." You know what I mean? Like he grew this, and I think that you know it could have been trucks. Like, oh, we need to get a mulch blower. We need to, because then we can save money doing this. He's like, nah, that's too much money. Or, hey, we need to go get like leaf vacs. For the instead of we putting things on tarps and leaves on tarps and moving them to certain places. It was like, yo, I'm tired of working this hard. Like we got all this new equipment, this new technology. Why are we not using this stuff? Why are you not buying this stuff? So
Mm.
I learned how to the labor end, the working hard. I've learned it with my old man. As I got older, I'm like, hey, listen, we got to try some things different. So then it was like, okay, even when it came to like plows, we were running Myers forever. I'm the one that introduced them. Like, we need to run Boss. Why we ain't running Boss plows? Like, we need to run V blades. It's easier. It's faster. Oh no, I don't know. I don't know. It took him forever. It was like until like Meyer went out of business, we had to start looking, and then we ended up getting to like Boss plows, which is a great plow. and I like them. I like Western too, but like Bus Plow is a great plow for us. So
Got
it's
you.
a lot of things like just those things where it's like, yo, like trust me on this. I'm with you on this. So it was like it just came to a point where it was like, let me just get out here and get on my own.
And
And I bought my own, like, no help. I bought my own trucks, my own equipment. Like, I don't have no money saved. Like, I sold cars, like toys I had, like just like stuff that I had. Like, always had a truck, but I had like, I had a fast car, sold that just to get out here and get it. I sacrificed. Um,
for sure, man. And I
yeah,
resonate with that too, Rob. Like,
yeah,
as far as wanting to set your own path, because I moved out. So right now I'm 24.
okay,
I moved out when I was 22. And there was no reason for me to, right? Nobody was kicking me out. But I knew that if I wanted to be the man that I envisioned in my head, that was a part of it. It was me
yeah,
going out, me versus the world, me facing the world and not backing down, not having somebody behind me that's like, not having somebody, trying to baby me or stuff like that. Like, no,
it
like
builds
go out
character.
there. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And sometimes it's like that in life, man. So
Yeah,
it's what kind of similar in that aspect right there.
yeah. Yeah,
For sure.
it definitely builds character, and then it just like there's gonna be just certain things that you're not gonna understand about yourself, um, about improvising and trying to figure these things out, having critical thinking about. It's just gonna be the right move without no help, or like if just certain things you're not gonna. Nobody can just tell you have to go through it. You know what I
You
mean?
have to
Even
go
if
through
even
it.
if you fail the first and second time, like you're gonna get better like the third. So, and those are things that like nobody can tell you that that you have to go through. Especially if you're running a business, like especially like you have to take some serious L's for you to understand how it's played. That's how what I believe at least.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm right with you, bro. I'm
Yeah.
right with you. And well, funny enough, without that, it's funny because a lot of people try to avoid those L's or sidestep them as much as they can. But I think we're similar in this too. Like we look at it the other way around. Like I'm looking for the failure so I can make it happen, learn what the fuck I need to
Yeah.
learn, and then do it right.
Yeah, not necessarily looking for it, but like when you're going through something, I wouldn't say like looking for it, but like expecting it. Like,
Expecting it. That's the word.
like
Yeah.
it's not, this is like, it's business. You can do all the analytics you want to and having everything set out, but still, once it's time to put the rubber on the road, it doesn't mean that it's going to work according to the plan. So, um, but when you get to those hard times, you still gotta. All right, look, we're gonna get past it. It happened. Just like we were talking about before. Like if somebody's truck's breaking down in the middle of the wintertime, and then you don't have no idea even how to just get it back on the road and finish the night. Like those are things like those things matter. Like, okay, how do I prevent this, or what can I do in the meantime? Like if your truck overheating, or like like I was saying, a brake line blow. Like can you figure it out to get through the last few hours today? Like so you can get it to a shop or to fix it, or do you have a backup plan if you only have one truck? Things like that. Like even it's a lot of little stuff like that.
For
But
sure, man. And, and
yeah,
and let's start pivoting into that actually, because you,
okay,
you actually dropped a lot of game in those five couple minutes that we started before we started
yeah,
recording, man. So I
for
want
sure.
to I want
Okay,
to we go
all
over
right,
that for the guys on the
yeah.
podcast here, people. Yeah, man. So let's get into it. So first things first, what services do you offer at CraytonScapes Landscaping?
So right now, we do landscape design, weekly maintenance, and then I'm just hopping into this fertilizer game. So I just bought my first fertilizer machine. So that's the next. I'm pivoting into that as well, trying to get into more of the this fertilizer game. I just think it's a big benefit nowadays because fertilizer is
God, so
high.
those are things you want to do.
Well,
But then
I
what
just
are some
bought
of
it.
the things that
Yeah,
you guys
well,
have been doing in
yeah.
the
So the
past?
thing that's something that I'm getting into. Um, Well, I just bought the machine, so I couldn't, not necessarily a want, but well, yeah, for that, yeah, but like landscape maintenance, snow plowing, ice control, landscape design, stuff like that. Not too much hardscapes yet, but that's something I want to get into, and then irrigation, 'cause irrigation big up here too, and I gotta,
Yes, sir.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
a,
yeah, man. So you got the good progression going there, right? Because of
yeah,
course hardscaping is probably going to be probably more profitable, but it does
Mhm.
require a lot more expertise, right? Than landscaping and lawn maintenance. So I'm glad
Yeah,
you're going to be
yeah.
experiencing down the line too. And so let's talk about this then. So when it comes to routes that you have,
Okay.
How do you bring in new customers into your business?
So a lot of my customers come from word of mouth, Instagram, so or social media, word of mouth, and that's pretty much it. I did a lot of back work on how a lot of my commercial work came from hopping in the management company. So look at Googling management companies in the top 25 management companies in the United States, and then I'll just sign up for all of them. That really helped because that helped too. Or just reaching out to the companies trying to figure out like hey, I'm in Cleveland. If you got any work, let me know, or just send the emails to those management companies and stuff like that. That helped a lot. That's how I got more in the commercial game for sure. And
Wow,
then
that's an interesting take right there. So you were
yeah,
kind of doing cold outreach with management companies, right? Cold
yeah.
email,
So like a
cold
lot of the
phone
bigger
calls.
management companies, you can sign up as vendors. And so I would sign up, and then I would end up calling them and then hey, I'm in Cleveland area. I do a 25-mile radius. If you got anything in the area, let me know. So a few came into one or two, and then they like your work, and then you end up getting more for snow plowing, and it's just a big cycle.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
dope, man.
yeah.
So how else? Because okay, so you get a lot of people from word of mouth, but how did you originally bring on the people that gave you the recommendation? Are you into like cold
I was cutting
door
grass.
knocking or door hangers, or do you have?
Nah, just it was a lot of it was friends and family in the beginning. Like most companies, friends and family, reaching out, hey, like I know you cutting grass. So after I left my dad's company, started my own. I I had one machine, a little raggedy ass trailer, and I was just riding around just trying to hit. You know, I had like seven, and then seven turned into like 25, and that's how I kind of started. Like and I was. Just hustling, man, just really hustling. But I had to figure out a plan because I did want to get out the hustle and bustle of just trying to get customers. So a lot of times, especially here in Cleveland, it's just like everybody's cutting grass. Like it's a million landscapers, so I had to figure out what's really setting me apart. Like, yeah, I like driving the older trucks, but all right, let me make sure my trucks are clean. Let me make sure that I ain't got no rust spots and stuff like that, and my truck exhaust is not loud pulling up, and we got T-shirts and stuff like that, like things that I kind of already knew, but like, all right, if I'm trying to get a higher end client, I can't have this it's gotta look a certain type of way. So that kind of helped along the way too. And then my work was so much better starting off because I worked with my father for so long. So I was striping up yards and doing the same stuff. A lot of the companies a couple notches ahead of me were doing, and that kind of helped me gain more clients. And I'm more personable. Like I talk a lot to my clients and stuff like that too. So like
Oh,
having
gotcha. So it's not like
conversations.
you just show up,
Nah,
mow it, and then you're gone before they even find out.
no, a lot of times they pull up. I say, "How you doing?" Like, how's we just end up having just regular conversations. So, like, I'm building a relationship along with like their client. So because once you likable, it's over with. You know what I mean? And
That
that's
makes you
another
even
thing.
more recommendable. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you're already likable and you do great work, they're gonna keep pushing you. Like, oh, you should get Crayton because he's a good professional young guy. Like he does great work. He's very respectful and stuff. That those things really matter. Like they want like and then also too when had a problem, they calling me. Even now, like if it's a problem, they can hit my line, text me right away. I don't have nobody in the middle. I know that, so I don't have those issues about like um we need to talk to the boss right now. And da 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 da. No, they can get me right away. They can get me right away. Do ain't gotta talk to my guys. A lot of times my guys like, hey, they'll call me, hey, call the Mr. So and so. She need to talk to you, or even my managers. My managers or my some of my contacts with a lot of my commercials. They text and call me, and they like the fact that they ain't gotta talk to somebody else. They can talk to me, and we can get it done faster that way. I'm more hands on too in my business than a lot of other people. I like to be in the trenches. Like I'm not one of them guys that want to be clean, riding around in a clean truck and not doing no work and talking. Like I want to be outside. I want to be in there like with my guys and getting things going.
Let's go. I like that. I like that, bro, because I know exactly what you're talking about, bro.
Yeah,
You see the dude with the clean shirt, not
not
a
that
single
guy.
stain on him.
Mm-mm.
no dirt or nothing. But nah,
No, and
man,
they're
I
not
like
even.
that.
And
You know,
then they want to be in front of the camera talking about something. I don't even know what they're talking about. You have no pictures. You've never been dirty. Like you've never been dirty in no pictures. But you supposed to be this million. Look, man, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Like it's fake, man. It's all cat. Like I don't want to see that. Like I'm outside with my guys every day. I'm just and I think it's come from an old school standpoint. I like to be outside. Yeah, that's not a plan for everybody. I know everybody don't want to do that. I got friends that run business that tell me, Rob, man, why you don't get you need to get you somebody selling this and the third. I'm like, yeah, it'll get there when it's time. But right now I don't feel like I'm at that plateau where I need like somebody to do that. Like now when it's time and I feel like okay, I need to scale back, I need to do something different, I will. But in the midst when I'm training guys and I'm running with my guys and as we build my company up to a place I want to go. I want to be in the field with them, let them know, like, listen, I'm getting dirty with y'all. I'm working late with y'all, and this ain't we in this together. This is no like, you know what I mean? Like, I won't even buy myself nothing. Like, I'm not gonna buy no, guys pulling up in top of the line trucks, and then your guys don't have nice stuff. I'm not that guy. Like, no, I want to make sure that listen, we all here together. We all in the trenches together.
Gotcha,
When we
for
level
sure.
up, we all
It gets
level
you
up.
more. I'll say it probably gets you two of the guys because those same people that you mentioned that just ride around in a clean truck, not a single stain on them, and everybody else is dirty. You know, in the back of their minds, they're working. They're like, "Yo, look at this dickhead
Yeah,
over there."
and that's what I'm saying. And then the morale's down. And then word around town is when they do leave, oh, this guy, he act like he this big boss, but he ain't doing nothing. Nobody want to hear
Yeah,
that.
yeah, bro.
So
I can imagine that builds up resentment with them too, because they're like,
yeah.
you ask them like, "Yo, can you say, yo, can you hammer that down, or can you go get the rake?" And they feel like, "Yo, what's up with him? Like, why is he telling me this?
And,
He's not doing nothing.
or,
He's
or
mad clean."
yeah, like or this motherfucker only want to come out and act like he doing something just for the gram, but he ain't even like you a trust fund baby. You don't know nothing about the industry. Like it could be something like that. Like, but I'm not knocking nobody's hustle. Like,
Exactly. No, no, yeah, yeah, exactly. We're just
but I
talking
feel
about like
like
how you
it.
take a different take on it.
Yeah, but I feel like when you in I feel like this is when you in my industry. I feel like if you ain't never been in the trenches, then you don't got no like. I don't want to hear you on Instagram talking all this BS about how to start no business. You know what I'm saying? I don't respect the guys that actually been out here for a while. No matter if it was a year or not. Like I feel like if you were if you've been if you've been in the trenches for a little bit for like a year just to understand and then you hop out and you do something different, I got respect for you. But I don't have respect for the guy that just like you're not really out here like you don't know what it is to like really
Hundred
try.
percent,
You
hundred
see what I
percent,
mean?
bro. And we
Like
see more and more of that every single day.
yeah,
And Rob, so let's talk about it, man,
okay,
because you do a lot of landscaping right now. It's spring rush still happening,
yeah,
but you mentioned that, of course, and I live in New Jersey, you live in Ohio, so we're in the north, and it snows here, right?
yeah,
Like
for sure.
you can't
Nah,
landscape all year long.
no, no,
So let's
no,
talk
you
about
don't.
how you get creative with still making income even in the winter.
So all right, so a lot of times, so I do no per push. I do strictly I do strictly contracts, and most of my contracts are commercial. So
Mm.
I get I ain't got no light. Hold on. Oh, there you go. So I take on enough where I feel like okay, can I pay my bills? Can I pay the bills? Can I float the guys during the wintertime? Because I take care of my guys in the wintertime whether it snows or not. Like so I got like my employees are like my family. So I tell them, hey, listen, them days that don't snow, I'm gonna still take care of you. You still gonna get a paycheck weekly. It might like so they get half they pay during the winter months. And then, because I still get commercial, because I got consistent money coming in from my commercial contracts, whether it snows or not. So last year we only went out like 12 times. So I'm still getting, I'm still getting like big checks coming in every month, so I can take care of everybody and still buy equipment for the winter time, buy salt and everything else. So I kind of just gauge it take on enough work where I know if it does, if we do get a 6 to 8 inches or a big storm, we can handle it. Everything is good, but we still to get. But my guys getting taken care of, and I still got money in the bank moving into the season.
I gotcha. So that those contracts, you said they pay you whether it snows or not. They pay
Yeah, I
you the
got yep.
whole amount, right?
Yeah, and then a lot of how a lot of the contracts based out is they start paying like December. So January, February, March. I'll get like paid snow money until June. So when this spring rush happens, I'm not really okay. I can still get equipment if stuff kind of break down. I ain't worried about it because now I'm still sitting on snow money, and then it's generating money for spring cleanups in March and everything else because you spend so much money in the spring trying to get things, and things happen, stuff breaks down here and there, and things get crazy in the that first 3-4 weeks of just April, like more like into March, April. It's stressful. Like you got a lot of phone calls coming in, a lot of work. You're trying to make sure your guys understand what's going on. So yeah, so that kind of floats the business during from the first couple months and a little bit during the wintertime as well. Cause like it really don't start snowing until December. So we still doing fall cleanup, stuff like that until it kind of snows, and then boom. By the time we're done, it starts snowing, and then I already got maybe like one check in from November from snow plowing money. Cause it come in, so by the time December comes. So it's like 30 and stuff like that.
Gotcha. And those same contracts, do they also include landscaping in them when the
Yeah, a lot
time
of
comes
times.
for that?
So a lot of times I've gotten the contract for the winter time, and then end up getting the snowplow, the landscaping in the summer. So
So
yeah,
like everything, so you pretty much cover them for the whole year
I covered it for the
under
whole
that same
year.
contract.
Yeah, no different contracts, but like so it's different contract. So no, like it's so you can do it that way. I know a lot of people do it like okay, like we'll take care of everything, and then you just pay like a certain amount a month. Most of my contracts I didn't got from other snow companies dropping the ball first snow or word of mouth. Like so, in between those seasons where the guys don't show up or the first snowfall and they don't show up, then I end up getting them, and then we work into the springtime. You know, and a lot of times it's different. Like I know I got one management company, it's different, so they got me for like landscaping is different. It's like per time, and then snow is its own entity when it comes to that. Like they pay different for snow than they pay for landscaping. But I got it for everything. So, but you do have contracts where you might have it where somebody might have a contract from a commercial property and they got everything priced out for 12 months and they just getting paid per month. I don't like that because I want those big checks to come in every now and again for snow, like towards the end of the year, instead of they breaking it down so far. But that's just me. I mean, that's just my
Gotcha.
preference.
That's
Yeah.
what you prefer. Okay.
Yeah.
And this so you mentioned earlier that for landscaping purposes you target those management companies. Are those the same companies that give you the commercial contracts, or do you have a
It,
different way of getting those contracts
so so
for
yeah, so a
snow?
lot of times it could be a lot of management companies that I got to shout out to. I got to do shout out to my one homie though. He definitely you might have to talk to him too. He's dope. His name is Matt. He's got another company on the west side of Cleveland called Believeland. Me and him be locking in a lot on a lot of commercials. So stuff on the east side. I'm on the east side. He on the west side. We be locking in a lot of stuff too. So like having good contacts with other companies also is a benefit too because a lot of times they can't take these commercial contracts across town, but they want all of them. So you might get the east side or you might get the south side and stuff too. That helped me a lot too, and we do that to each other. Um, but hold on, what was the main question though?
It was do the same management companies give you some of those contracts too for snow?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So it might be other locations. So the way to get into the commercial game up here, at least what I'm seeing, you got to go through management companies. There's no more dealing directly with like say like it's a target and they don't have a team that deals with vendors that do landscaping and snow plowing. You got to go through a management company. They get a little cut off top and then they facilitate the work. That's how it normally goes
So what do you
up
mean then?
here.
Are you saying that uh instead of going to what was that store that you said?
I should just say Target.
Target, yeah. So instead of going into Target and trying to find somebody there, you would target the management company that manages Target.
Yeah, they got a whole management team that deals with like they got a management team that deals with like they plumbing, landscaping, and lighting. They got a management company that does all of that. So you got different companies.
How do you find out who that person is though?
A lot of time, man, like so I think you gotta do some research. That's what it is. Like you gotta do some research. So a lot of times if you in the industry, you can probably kind of find out like you might have companies called like it's Springwise, you got KBS, you have like Divisions is another management company that's up this way. So it's a lot. You deal with those companies, and then you have a contact manager, like a contact you dealing with, and if they like you, you do good work. They might be moving you up because a lot of people just do trash work and then they just drop off. But the thing is, but that's the only way to really get in the commercial game. You got to deal with the management company. They take their little bit off top, and then you kind of work it. But you have to do some due diligence on the ground, like do some groundwork, find these companies, and sign up for them. And normally it's kind of easy for the most part. You just gotta figure out like who. Okay, if I'm in a certain area, okay, I want to hop into the commercial game. Let me start messing with the management companies like Dollar General, Walgreens, like they all got management companies. Target, Walmart, as though they all got different management companies they're dealing with that you can sign up for and actually do work. And what's another one? I think the one to do with Target. I forgot the name of it. Service Channel's another one. Like Service Channel deals with a lot of the big box stores too. So it's just that those are the things you got to sign up. But you kind of got to, you just got to just take some chance, just sign up, sign up, sign up. That's the way to get into the management game. I mean, to the commercial game. That's what for
Bro,
me.
yo,
That's what I did.
that's some game right there. So I hope everybody that's listening right now, man, that is some game right there. If you're and I because that's one of the questions that I ask my clients right before they start working with me. Do you work residential or are you also doing commercial? A lot
Right.
of them don't know how to get into commercial, and that's some game right there. So guys,
Yeah, that's
listening
a
in,
hundred. Like I'm probably gonna get some flack because that ain't even supposed to be out on the street. Like that's something not supposed to be telling it. Like the game is to be sold, not told, man.
yes,
but But at the end of the day, like you know how, you know, at the end of the day, it's just like it's enough work out here for everybody. As long as nobody's stepping on nobody's toes, like it's enough work out here for everybody.
of
And then,
course, yeah,
and
especially
then
the
it come the
person
skill
that
set
goes
on top
after
of
it.
that, and then it come the skill set because everybody ain't got the same type of skill. So you can probably get the contract, but they're gonna probably call me, hey, this so and so messing up. I need you back. I need Crayton back because that happens. Like it happens here and there. Like so. But
For
yeah,
sure.
but the
Yeah,
way
and
that
that's some game right there, bro. I appreciate you dropping that bomb. I hope everybody implements on that. And
yeah.
then how else do you get creative, right? So it sounds like in the spring to summertime, you're
Mhm.
100% focused on landscaping, and then winter to fall to winter, you're picking up leaves and doing snow
Yep.
removal. How else do you get creative, or is that pretty much just it right there?
I mean, we do a lot of. I mean, we do like mulch and stuff too. So we do that landscape design. I'll put in a lot of lawns and stuff.
Oh,
But
what was
really,
it? You rent out the trailer or something like that?
nah, I don't rent out trailers. See, me, I don't rent mine out. I know a lot of guys do it. Like I work too hard to get my stuff, so I'm too worried. I'm too scared. Like somebody gonna take it off the site. Like I ain't got time to really go drop it. I know I could probably drop the trailer off and go get busy, but Um, majority majority of the work, man, we be busy until November because a lot of times the weather don't really shift here until like December, so we can do leaves. We still cutting still. A lot of the landscape contracts run until like November 15th, and then you doing leaves from November 15th until the first snow, and then about that time by the time December 1st come, you're already getting your first check from your December. You're getting your November check from snowplowing. So by the time that comes, you kind of good. Like like if you got the right contracts for the winter for snowplowing season, and which I
Yeah,
make
for
sure
sure.
I
And
got
I
the
like
right
that strategy
contracts.
too.
Oh yeah, because I'm not trying to be out here like I really don't even like being in the cold like that doing leaves. So as soon as that kind of like we'll run leaves until like until like December, and then once that happens, I'm done. Like once the checks come in for the wintertime, I'm over. Like that November snowplow contract money come, I'm done. Like we're done, and that's it. You
And then
know.
now you only come out if it snows, then you go and remove it, pretty
Yeah,
much.
no, but we still like we do parking lot sweeps too. So like I got clean up parking lots at some of my commercial lots. So we still do that. So we still do, we do like, clean the lots and stuff like that, and gotta do that stuff. But that stuff was just really just like gas money. Like it don't really pay like
Yeah,
a lot of
there's no
people.
tools like that many
Nah,
tools
nah, it's
required.
not like that. It's just like, and I kind of do that on my own, or I get one of the guys to do it if they want some extra like little cheese in between. But yeah, it's definitely a strategy that and I'm very grateful I found that strategy because it was tough a couple years ago trying to figure that out. Like October, November, I was laying my guys off, and then like they ain't had no jobs. So like, you know what I mean. And so now it was like, okay, how do I figure this little in between out? And because I don't have no like back then I ain't had no working capital. This was all off the dribble. Like I ain't have like no money saved. Everything I put in, every money that I made, I put back into my company. I don't, you know what I mean. I'm not the guy to like. My guys gonna eat before I do. My guys in the business gonna eat before I do. Like as long as my bills is paid and everybody, my guys is paid, I'll figure it out. And because I want my business to keep going. Like it's not about it's not about like, oh well, no, I gotta have a certain type of money for myself. Nah, man, we in the trenches right now. Like when you build your business, you got to think that way. And I gamble a lot, and I take a lot of like, not necessarily gamble, but like the sacrifices I make on this business is finally starting to pay off because I made a lot of big sacrifices in the beginning for me to figure out where I'm at now. You know what I mean? Like far as like, okay, like all right, your
Hell yeah,
business,
bro. And I respect that, bro. I
yeah.
respect the hustle too. And would you mind telling us a couple of those sacrifices, bro?
So,
If it's not
no,
too
for
much.
sure, no, for sure. So, I mean, one of the things I did, let me see. I think I was at a point where, like, when I was working for my father, I sold. I had a G8, GXP G8. I don't know if you know what those is. It was like a fast Pontiac LS motor. I was in the cars, like big time in the car shows. Sold that. Like, didn't even want to sell this car. I had to buy a newer pickup truck. So this was when I was like, all right, I'm done buying these old '90s trucks because I had a bunch of them. And you can scroll through my Instagram. I had a '96 dually, I had a '96 dump, and I had a '94 dump truck, and then I had a 2015 crew cab. But the thing was, my stuff kept breaking down. Like I had to realize, like, okay, I got to sell some of this old shit and realize this ain't gonna work. Especially and it's rust up here. Like a lot of people don't understand. We got rusty trucks. We in a rust belt too. So that all happened. So after I sold my GA, I was like crushed. But I realized, okay, I got to make it happen if I'm about to sell this car that I don't even overly know. I don't know, like $2,000 on, and I'm about to sell my car. I was going to car shows, winning car shows and everything. That stuff was out the window. Like, and I ain't never
Wow.
looked back. You know what I mean? Like, I dropped out of school. You know what I mean? Like, I was going to grad school. I wanted to be a teacher. I wasn't even trying to landscape at one point. I was over it because I grew up doing it. Like, so I dropped out of school, which I mean, that happens. That's something that happens all the time. So that's small compared to that. But like, sacrifice time, kick it, family. Like I don't or even now I don't go out. Like I know a lot of people say but they gotta enjoy their 20s and stuff. And I don't have and that's fine. You can do that. Like but I think for me and how like, like I saw how my father grind, like I got that mindset where listen, like what are we partying for? Like what are you partying for when you know you still gotta get more equipment? Like are you at a place where like and it might be a for me, it might be a little bit of a what's the word to call it? I'm I think I might be doing too much. Like, all right, like you do need to have some fun sometimes, but in my mind, it's like the most important thing is to make sure I put every dime back into this business, keep it pushing, and like to the point where now, like, all right, I can go look and realize I got no rust on my trucks. I got dump trailers now. I got a whole bunch of equipment, saw spreaders, plows, everything paid for. The only thing I got to note on is one truck. All my other stuff is paid for, and that's the way I want to run my business. Like so, like I just realized like okay, like I'm doing well, but I want to do better. Like where can I do more at? And I know, and I think once I get it in my head where I want to be at, I'll know when I know. Then I can say, okay, now I can start kicking it. But until then, it's like, nah, you got to put that work in because it's somebody else that's trying to get my spot. Like yeah, it's a lot of work for everybody, but when you in a certain market, it's only like 4 or 5 people everybody know. You know what I mean? So like, how do you break into that? You gotta do the better work. You gotta make sure your work is crispy every time you go out. You gotta make sure your trucks is super clean. No matter like dang, like they popped out of nowhere and they got all clean trucks. Like make sure you got good equipment, good guys.
Yeah.
Make sure everybody's logoed up, and then you put out fire content all the time. And that's what I and I just feel like um once you keep doing it, you're gonna get to a certain place where you want to be. And I think that's just something that a lot of people don't understand. Like a lot of younger guys be like, man, I'm kicking, I'm turning up, and I understand. But I think I'm at the point, even when I was in my early 20s, I got to be locked in because I'm trying to get to a certain place. When I'm locked in, when I'm on a yacht, and I got, I'm throwing up bags of money like this, then I'm like, hey, I made it. You know what I mean? I made it off cutting grass or like something like that. That's my goal. But I mean, it's you know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Dude, I love
I
it.
want
I
to do
love
that.
it, bro. I
But
love it. And I love the fact that you also mentioned that appearance is pretty much everything, right? Like you gotta make sure you guys have company shirts, the trucks are wrapped, everything is clean, the website is
yeah,
clean,
they
the
gotta be
presentation is
tagged.
clean.
Yeah,
Everything clean, man.
that was something I learned back, like especially when you in Cleveland. So when I'm in the city, just in the general area, what's gonna separate my company? And then like, not to put color on it because it's not, but like I know like when you black, it's like I don't want to be like. I don't want to pull up in no raggedy truck. I don't want to pull up in nothing. Like I want to set the tone. Like, listen, like look, you ain't touching this. Like even the big companies, you ain't touching this, and I'm outside, and you know what I mean. So it's you gotta have a certain type of tone when you running your business. And I just think like when you in the Cleveland area, it might be a little different than a lot of other places, just because it snows and it's like I don't know. The Midwest, I just feel like it's a different vibe when it comes to the landscape industry than it is in the South. Because y'all can cut grass. The people in the South can pretty much cut grass. Besides, like what 1 month out the year, 2 months out the year, y'all don't got the grass to stripe. Y'all got different. You got different grass don't stripe, so you can run through stuff. Up here, it's like yo, them stripes matter up here. Like we not playing that like them crooked lines and nah, that grass got to be laid. Like if y'all, I like we be talking about people that can't do that. Like that's the big thing here. Like skill set is everybody can work hard, but like skill set is something different. Like yo, bush trimming ain't crispy. Like all of that. Like I know I see like all these dudes trimming bushes. They crooked. They not shaped. They not nah. These dudes don't know what they doing. Like
So all
that
those
little
little
stuff
things
matter.
matter.
Y'all,
And
yeah, yeah, and that's
and
what sets you apart.
hell yeah, man. And we'll talk about too also in a second about the stripes and all that, but I wanted to hit on the point that
Yeah,
you mentioned there too, right? Because for example, um, you're African American, you're black, right? So in this industry, probably especially, right, presentation is probably even more important, right? So I grew up,
presentation is.
bro. I grew up in Jersey City, New Jersey. It's not the worst place in the world, but one of my mentors, big shout out to him, Coach C. He always said that hey, listen, I mean, we're of color, right? So it's not, and of course things change. You know, people
Oh
are
yeah,
not as
yeah,
racist
yeah, yeah, yeah,
anymore,
for
but
sure.
still, though, it's probably I would say it's even more important, even for somebody of color to like be presented right, right? That's just like one less reason to get,
Mm.
one less reason to not get a job or to not
Yeah.
build yourself. That
Oh
presentation.
yeah, for sure. And yeah. So I know for even man, that's a whole lot you could say about that. I'm not there's a whole lot I can say, but I think that was to bring it down. It's like it's so important to have like um the presentation of like don't matter if you got it tatted up. That don't matter. Tats don't matter. Fake, dreads, all that don't matter. It's about like being respectful, making sure you do got stuff
Professionalism.
logoed up, making sure if you do, making sure your trucks are clean, like as much as they can be. Everybody don't have that opportunity to like have a clean truck, but okay, if you got spots of rust, like touch them up with something, like you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, nobody's gonna be. the truck, it ain't got to be a show truck, but it's got to be at least where, okay, it looks a certain type of way when you go into certain type of neighborhoods to get the certain type of money you want to get from from certain type of people. And I just pride myself on, if I'm gonna be um African American, and I want to be like, and I want to make sure these kids, like, some people don't want to go to school. Okay, let me be relatable. Let me make sure that, like, hey, you can still be yourself. You can still have your fun and listen to all type of music you want to. But when it comes to the presentation, you do just as good as work as anybody else. And that's the biggest thing with, like, even for my, like, I want to put in the culture, like, you don't have to be nobody that you're not. Like, you don't have to be nobody else. You can be yourself. Just make sure that when you stand on business, when you hop out here in this industry, as long as you stand on business, you're gonna be cool. And that's professionalism, being respectful, understanding that you might have a step or two back, but it don't matter. Like, hard work beat talent any day of the week. You know what I mean? Once you understand hard work beat talent, and then you got that, you can work hard, then you get the talent, it's over with. Like, you gonna make it.
Dude, I love it, bro. I love it. Especially love that part that you said you could be yourself. Is that right to be yourself?
It's okay to
Nothing
be
wrong
able,
with that.
yeah, and and that's what, yeah, because I know, like, guys are, oh, you should cut your beard off and you need to be clean cut. Man, I ain't doing none of that. I'm gonna make sure I ain't doing none of that. I'm gonna listen to what I want, music I want to listen to. But when I come outside, I'm gonna make sure I'm clean. I'm clean cut. I mean, like, trimmed up, clean, and I'm gonna kill it every day. I'm
Exactly.
gonna,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna make the client want to, like, I gotta have Crayton come because, yo, they do some good work. They got their trucks are clean. The guys are respectful, and I get that all the time. Like, and that's the difference of putting stuff on a little board, telling your guys you got to be a certain type of way, and then leading by example, being outside. And that's what
Oof,
I've
lead
learned.
by example. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's different. Yo, it's different telling somebody, yo, do this, do this, do this, and then
Nah,
you turn around and do the opposite.
you got
But
to
when
lead
you
by
turn around,
example.
you do the, like, the thing that you're telling them to do, you're doing it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That is more impactful.
It's very, and that's why I'm still outside, because, yeah, I can stripe all day, but when I got my guys doing it and they can do it with ease, when or they trimming and it's super crispy, okay, that's a reflection to me. That means that I train my guys the way it needs to be,
Haha.
and I can work on the next guy, and make sure it's that way. Like, everybody, the next guy up, okay, you good at that? Okay, I can work on the next guy, bring somebody in and training them. And being a boss ain't about just doing the chat. It's about putting the work in outside, not always inside. Like, it's about, like, being in the trenches with your guys. It's not about, like, it is about numbers and doing everything, and trying to figure out, make sure your business runs a certain type of way. But you got to be outside with your guys so you can lead by example. If you want, because they're an extension of you, and a lot of people don't understand that. They be wondering why they guys are doing all type of crazy stuff, because they don't rock with you like that.
That's key, man. That's key right there. And let's get to another topic here too that I wanted to
Yeah,
ask
yeah,
you, Rob. So,
yeah.
man, your stripes, the stripes you guys laid down, man, them
We
things come out
strapaholics,
crispy. How do
strapaholics,
you
man.
guys? What's your strategy for that? What do you guys do differently than everybody else to
I don't.
stripe lawns that nicely, man?
I mean, I don't do it's the grass. Like, the grass. It ain't like I ain't doing nothing crazy, nothing like we ain't sprinkling nothing on there. It's no fairy dust. It's none of that, man. It's none of that, man. It's taking your time, keeping it, understanding where the deck is and your tire tracks, and kind of like, wait, when you go this way, you stand on the same side of your deck, like, so. You go down this way, your deck on the other side. You don't go over your lines on the day. Like, that's how you do it. Just keeping everything straight. It's not that hard, but it's about the grass too. So, like, you're not strapping Bermuda grass. You can't. But, if you got, like, Kentucky blue foods, the stuff that got it, like the blades that kind of lay down, you can really strike that stuff. It's like a, like, 5-way rod. You can strike, yeah, but that Bermuda grass, ain't no way. No, you can't do that.
Now, what if
I
what if
seen
you?
it. I ain't never seen nobody in Florida, like, down there do
Yeah,
it. I be
that's what
watching.
I
Like,
mean. I
it
know.
be clean. It be
I got a
clean, but it's
couple influencers that I watch, and they stripe, but I don't know what state they're in though. But
I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean,
Who knows?
I don't know. Maybe they got a And a lot of times, people got stripe kits too. I don't have no stripe kits. Everything is factory. I don't have nothing extra. It's just like, a lot of times too in the beginning of the season, we cut them like 2 times. Like I do go over my stuff, especially my high end clients. Like, all right, I'm gonna cut you two times to make sure everything is crispy. And then after that, I mean, it's kind of just laid after that. So, um,
So do you have to stripe every single time, or you just do it one time and it's like for example, like let's say you lay down the stripes. Do you just next time you go, you just roll over everything like normal and it'll still stay striped?
so I just go the same pattern. So say like, okay, if you're going like, I'm trying to think. Trying to give you an example. If you all right, if you go on my Instagram page, like all right, if you see me going like I got one post, I'm going up and down. You can see the old ones from like last week. We're like, okay, he had them in there from last week. So if you go over like the same way, they're gonna be really be in there. Then you can go the opposite way. You know what I mean? Then it'll really pop. It's like the
Ah,
black, yeah. You just got to go off your track. So a lot of times, even for my commercial plays, because I don't really go over those twice. So like, it depends. But say like the average, you kind of in like the raggedy commercial plays, they ain't paying too much, but you still want to take care of them. So those I'll just go over like once. The next week I go the same way, and then maybe a week after that I might switch it up, and then switch it up so the lines will be different. So there's stuff like that. But like, yeah, striping easy. A lot of times it's stripe kits though too. Like, they got this on the back of the deck. They have like I know Skag got them. I think Skag and Xmark got them for sure. But they got like a roller, it's like a striper. It just that stripe kit essentially is nothing but like a roller that lays the grass down. So the different blades of the grass, you see the blades of the grass is different than the other side. That's all it is. So when the light hit it, it's different.
gotcha. But damn,
Yeah.
you do it organically. Like you don't have any of that. Like you just cut the grass one way, then you cut it the other way, and it
Yeah.
pops.
Yeah, but that's because it's the black. It's just how what grass we got. It's just the grass up here is made. It looks like it's made to do that up here. Like you know what I mean? Like we just the grass our grass is thinner. You know what I mean? So when the light hits it just reflects differently. Like up here, yeah, it's just what it is. It's like we got different grass, and you can like a lot of people say the Midwest we got like especially Kentucky blue will stripe better than anything else. Like Kentucky bluegrass is like when someone we got people fertilizing their yards. Oh my god, it make everything so much easier, man. Because it really a pop. You can almost tell. Like
That's dope. That's dope. And
yeah,
what would happen? Like, I got a random question for you that I just
yeah,
thought of. Like,
mm-hmm.
if let's say that you're in the Midwest and you have a lawn that doesn't stripe, like the grass is just not meant for that, it doesn't pop at all. What if you took all the sod out and you laid down Kentucky blue, for example? Would the Kentucky blue grow there?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Wow,
Yeah, a lot of times we do side like so. I mean, you got Kentucky Blue, you got Fools to do it. 5-way rockets, 5-way rod do it. Like you can straight 5-way rod, Fools. Um, I'm probably saying it wrong. It ain't Fools, it's something else. But like a 5-way rod, it is for Fools, Kentucky Blue. That's what we kind of got in the Midwest. So, all that grass pretty much stripes. We just got different grass is gonna give you different results. So yeah, this is what it is with that. But like
that's
yeah,
dope.
but I don't even know. I don't know if you could put. I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could like if you had Kentucky Blue shipped down south or something and you wanted that grass there, it could probably work. I'm sure it would. It's just different grass. It's different. It's a lot different. It's a few different grass seed. Grass is different. Grass can give you different results. Yeah.
Man, that's super interesting right there. I'm sure a lot of people that are like non-landscapers had a lot of questions around that. So that's awesome that you were able to
Yeah.
answer. So that's
Yeah.
dope right there. And then Crayton, man. So like, let's say that because I know we're getting to the end of the podcast here, and I want to be respectful of your time. But let's say if you were
No,
to
man, I
start
got
over.
time. I got time, so don't worry about it. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Let's do it. So if you were to start over, man, what are some tips that you would give to yourself or to a new landscaper that's looking to make their business better? Maybe they have a couple of
Okay.
guys, but they want to get to the point where you are. They want to keep scaling. What are some
Keep
tips to
scaling.
fast track that?
It ain't no fast track. like I don't believe I believe you take it a day at a time and you do the best work. You just take it one day at a time and work. On that the last part. First part, I think what I would do is that try to get your finances together if you can. Um Start slow, don't take on a whole lot of work. Do what you can and then you move up gradually. You know what I'm saying? Don't you know a lot of guys want to move super fast. And it might work for a lot of people. Certain things work good for certain people, but like in life, everything is not it's different for everybody. So you gotta work what's gonna work for you. So um for me, if you talk about me, so I think where I messed up at, I know I messed up at. I wanted to jump out here too fast. I was like, I gotta leave my father company. I gotta hurry up and get up out here. I gotta show him that I can do this. But I failed twice. Like during COVID, I was running like I had like 200 residentials and I had some commercial stuff. I was overwhelmed and I wasn't necessarily ready for that responsibility because it came so fast. And I ain't have enough equipment. I ain't have enough capital. And I'm doing this all on my own. I'm not the type of person to ask, you know, Mom, can you help me? They ain't nobody's coming. Like you know what I mean? Like I gotta do it on my own. So I had to sell a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, sell things to get back to I had to sell trucks and like I realized I had the wrong equipment, just a whole lot. So I think if I went back and told myself, listen, work this job until you able to get what you need and then you gradually um work your way out where you don't need to work, need a job. It like work a job until you're making enough money where you feel like you can wing it without it. You know what I'm saying? Work on your credit where you can kind of work your credit along with building your business too. So then like you can kind of finesse that too and do a lot of research, understand about the industry you in, about the client base you want to have, and where um what you really want to do because it ain't always about just cutting grass. Like if you want to get in the mulch and like do some research before you really hop out here and get your feet wet because all of those things are going to prepare you for an easier transition before you get out here and you messed up and then you realize you done spent so much money and then you drop the ball and then you back all right you done exhausted all your resources. um I just felt like I know for me it was I had to take the emotion out of it and realized um, that I wasn't necessarily ready just to really just hop out here because I kept messing up. I know I go about this one thing: feelings ain't fact, and feelings don't get you paid. So I should have.
I like that.
So I had to take the emotion out of it and realize, hey, look, I'm not ready for this. I got to take a step back. I got to revamp and get myself together. But I learned a whole lot about that first time I hopped out here because I knew, all right, listen, save some money. You don't need to. Okay, yeah, having 4, 5 trucks is cool, but like the insurance is fucking crazy. So like, all right, you don't need all these trucks. Do you got? You just need what you need. You know what I mean? Like I was trying to get stuff that I didn't need because it looked cool. Like oh, I got all these trucks. Them trucks weren't even going out every day. Like you supposed to have a spare, but like I got 2 trucks sitting. I didn't need to. I didn't need all those. So like I had to realize like okay, what do you really need? So when I was coming into these last few years, okay, I got a crew cab, I got 2 crew cabs, and I got a pickup. I didn't. I got lawnmowers. I got 2 trailers. Get a third one. And what I realized is like I got enough where I can make a lot of money, and I didn't need all that extra stuff. Like I didn't need the glitz and glamour. You need exactly what you needed. Yeah, it's nice to have certain equipment that's gonna make the job easier and everything else. But if you got the right equipment to get the job done for right now, be okay with that and fall in love with the journey of trying to build your business and don't look at it what it don't count your chickens before they hatch. You know what I mean? Like don't count your eggs before they hatch. Like and I was doing that. Like oh man, like 5 years from now, I want this, and this. Or I need to get this, and this. No, I'm doing it with the whatever the money side I can do. That's what I'm doing. I'm not about to do something thinking on the idea where I'm about to be, and I don't even have to work, and I did that. So now it's like I don't buy
Move.
nothing until all right, it's dire straight. I gotta go buy some equipment now. Or like, I remember when it was snowing outside, I had 2 trucks. My one truck broke down. I'm like, okay, I need a third truck. So now it's like this winter, I'm trying to gain more work. Okay, it's time to get another truck now, and maybe one backup. Like it, it's chess, not checkers, and you can't rush the process. Like, yeah, it's cool to have dump trailers, dump like all that, but if you ain't got the work, what you buying on? Why you spending all this money? Like, you don't need no brand new truck or no Denali or whatever, no platinum out here. Like, no, get what you need. Like, I learned it the long way. I got 21 base model. I got exactly what I need. Now, can I go get a Duramax? I loaded Denali, yeah, but what's the point? Like, it's no point to that because you're gonna tear it up anyway. So like, when I get to a place where like I want something nice, it won't be a work truck. Like, it don't make no sense. Like, and a lot of people are so in love with the image of being like the flyest dude out here, but your work not fly. Like, you don't even do great work, and then you be out of business in 2 years. And that's what it be like. So I ain't never want to be that guy. And I think a lot of times me growing up with my father and we was in older trucks. Like, it's one dude that you follow. That she was on here. He said he figured out the plan to have. Fuck, I don't know what his name was, but he in Florida. He got a whole bunch of old trucks. I'm like, see, he figured it out. But I've been on that. I've been on that for years. Like, I'm never gonna buy no new trucks. Like, all my
Oh
trucks.
yeah, you're talking about Chase Grant.
Yeah. So like, he got
Yeah.
some of the stuff that like the ideas he got, like, yeah, like, I'm like, yeah, okay, I see. Like, Chase got the idea, like, okay, he got older trucks, he gonna keep running older trucks. Yeah, that's cool. I do that. All my truck, I got one newer truck, new body style. All my other trucks is between '03 and the '07. I know they're easy to work on, and they Chevys, they're easy to work on. I know what I'm looking for, and eventually, yeah, I'm gonna move up some. I'm gonna move to like a 2010, 2011, but I'm in that grinding mode. I don't want no notes. These trucks are 6,000, 7,000. I can go to Kentucky and get them for cheap. They easy to work on. They pretty much, and I know what I'm looking for when I buy them, and that's good right now. Like, I'm trying to figure out. I'm figuring
God.
out. Yeah, you got to figure out your sweet spot, and like Chase figured out his sweet spot and it's working for him. That's what and I know that's what he's selling, and I respect that. You know what I mean? Like, he know his sweet spot. So when you know that, it's just like, oh, it's up after that. It's easy.
Boom. I love that. I love that right there. Especially the part where you said make decisions with where you're at right now, not where you think you're gonna be in a couple months or next year. Like don't buy a truck thinking like, oh, next year I'm gonna have this many clients. No, like if you have 2 clients right now, then make the decision with 2 clients, not you thinking that you have 50 clients, for example.
No, no. I got a young dude I'm into right now. Like, he got a Ford Ranger. Like, this how I get back, right? So like, he got a Ford Ranger. I sold him one of my. He wanted to buy. He wanted to hop and get one of my mowers. I sold it to him for nothing because I wanted to see him win. He got a Ranger. He already talked to him. What do you think I should do? I said, bro, like, once you get to a point where you think you need a 2500, then you get one. Like, if you're getting too many multi jobs, or you feel like you're getting 2 or 3 mowers, then you realize either you get you a 1500 if you think you're there, or get you a 2500. And you don't need a Duramax if you ain't even there yet, because when you come start, or a diesel, you start dealing with diesel, you got diesel problems, and everybody can't work on the diesel. What you want to do? Take it back to the dealership and be sitting on it for 2, 3 weeks, and you down the truck and you paying on it. So a lot of these things is, okay, like, get what you need right now that you thinking, okay, this is gonna work for right now. Until you get to a place where you can afford it easy. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I still buy used lawnmowers. I don't need I got ZX3s, I got all that stuff. I paid half the price. I got and I ain't worried about like no notes and all that other extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't breaking the bank. And then I can keep my prices competitive because I ain't got no overhead like that.
Yeah, bro, that's some game right there, bro. That is some game. Well, yo, Rob, I really appreciate your time, bro. In
Yeah.
case that the audience wants to get in contact with you, whether it's a small landscaper that needs some advice or a client
Hit
that's
my
looking
line.
for
People always asking me like, yo, like, I shoot game all day long. I don't, because nobody did it for me. So like, I ain't got no problem shooting out, giving game to anybody that need it. CraytonScapes, hit me on the DM. Like, I respond back very
boom.
quickly.
Let's go.
Yeah, so like you ain't that. Just always hit me in the DM if anybody wants some questions. Like I'm always hitting back, always. And
Bro,
it
and
be me.
what's the best what's your Instagram tag? What's your phone number if you want to share that, or like a
Oh yeah,
specific
it's all
line
in
that
there.
you want
So
to share?
like, Instagram is CraytonScapes. You want to spell it out?
Let's go.
You're
Boom, I
gonna start.
like that
Yeah,
right there.
see, yeah, just CraytonScapes. Number 216-647-8340. All that
Let's
stuff's on
go. So yeah,
Instagram. Like I'm on
anybody that needs
Instagram,
advice,
Facebook. Hit my line, yeah. I ain't got no man. Listen, I'm open. I want to see everybody win at the end of the day. Like it ain't. I'm good where I'm at, and I know. And I just remember how hard it was when I started. And like, yeah, of course I had my father, but like I sometimes you young, you ain't trying to hear what your parents got to say. You want to get out here and you want to figure it out on your own and have somebody that you can relate to. It's kind of like maybe in the middle. If you feel like it's a little cool that you feel like you can talk to, you know what I mean, without no judgment. They really don't know.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
without that feeling like, oh, yeah, exactly.
for sure. Yeah,
For sure, man. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Reach out to Rob. Go follow him on Instagram. He puts out amazing content. I'm sure you guys will learn a lot. And if you
I
guys need anything
appreciate
from
it.
him, or if you live in Ohio and you need a landscaper you can trust,
Right.
reach out to him, man. This
Cleveland,
guy's
Cleveland,
amazing.
East Side.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, thank you so much, Rob.
Yeah, for
Audience,
sure,
hope
for
you guys
sure.
enjoyed the episode. Take care.
All right,
Peace.
man. All right, man. Later.